I'd like to call to order the Board of Safety public meeting for Wednesday, August 25th, 2021. If we could please rise and pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like the record to show that our executive session ran a little bit longer. We will go back into executive session after our public meeting concludes, and we'll be doing that in Billy's office. Roll call vote, please.
Roll call vote for
attendance.
Okay. Joshua Govert.
Yes.
Van Bolthoff.
Yes.
David Villalobos.
Yes.
Norman Stick.
Present.
Lester Caper.
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Present.
William Busher.
Here.
Todd Wilkening.
Here.
Carl Brittingham is absent. Nick Mager.
Here. I'd like the record to show that Councilman Bob Carnahan is also here, and Attorney David Austin. Hey, public comment, please approach the podium and state your name and address.
Douglas Ferguson, 13330 Addison Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana, and Cameron Ferguson. There's a male up here, a big male. Cameron Ferguson, age 7. Your birthday is 6/19/2014. I was just wondering if the letter that I wrote, I dropped to Sarah, and it was written. It was supposed to be forwarded to the Board of Safety. I just wanted to make sure it was delivered as per told to me.
A letter was delivered to us. It is so ineligible, we can't read it. We're trying to have it transcribed.
You want me to type it?
Well, you know, if you could, then it would be much better for us to try to read. That's your discretion.
Can you guys send a copy of it back to me then?
Is there an online, can you do that online?
No, that was an internal document anyways. It shouldn't have gone out to the whole town anyways. If you want to address, if you need to address the Board of Safety or the council, you have to send it to them directly. You filled out a complaint form with the Cedar Lake Police Department, so.
Okay, well, yeah, no, the complaint, yeah, no, they just asked, Sarah just asked if it was, if she wanted me to forward it to the Board of Safety. I said, sure, because I was going to do the same thing anyway, record it, like, double it, carbon copy it, and send it back to Board of Safety anyway.
Well, if you could type them, it would make it
yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I
easier
can
for us.
make that. I was writing out on the
I totally
complaint form
understand.
that it had, so, yeah, I mean, that's all I could do, so I could just take it and type it, so, yeah. All right, I think I might even have pictures of it on my phone, I'm pretty sure, so I can do it myself. And type it and send it in.
Well, if you don't, you can call us here and we'll get you a copy of it. Any other public comments? Did you have more, Doug, or no?
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
No.
Any other public comment twice? Public comment 3 times? Public comment is closed. I need a motion for approval of the minutes of the Wednesday, July 28th meeting from 2021.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion from Norm. Is there a second? Is there a second? Second from Jim Altoff. Any questions about the minutes? Being none, we'll have a voice vote on that, please.
Josh Govert.
Yes.
Jim Olsop.
Yes.
Dave Villalobos.
Yeah.
Norman Stick.
Yes.
Charlie Caper.
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Communication, Police Department first.
No communication at this time.
Do you have any Fire Department communications?
No.
All right, staffing, Police Department first.
We have the 2 new recruits are in the police academy currently at this time, doing well. And the previous 2 that you hired are on the road and working.
By themselves?
Yep.
Great.
Awesome.
Anything
The board meeting, or the board council actually approved the letter that the Public Safety Board put together in reference to going for the fire grant, as well as 2 more full-time people next year, as long as it's budgetarily possible. So we're in budget process right now. So if it can be worked out to where we can pick up 2 more next year and 2 more on the grant the following year, then the council has agreed to move forward with that.
They approved the safer grant.
They approved a safer grant to move forward. They also approved to move forward with 2 full-time people next year, if during the budget process, the money's available to do so,
All right.
which I'm not very optimistic about. But I am going to keep my fingers crossed.
All right, finance.
You can see we ordered some criminal code books, decals for 52, 55, and 56. I'm sorry, decals for 52 when we gave them the old Unit 17, which was a new squad car. We purchased some uniform academy stuff for Officer Tomko and Officer Sturk, who are in the police academy. We have a couple officers going to a dark web investigation class, as well as deceptive behaviors in compartments. And we received a grant, or I'm sorry, we received a donation from the the Edwin C. Moody Fraternal Order of Police for $1,000 to buy this pepper ball gun. That the 2 officers went to a class. It's a less lethal option for officers. So they donated that to us.
So you're going through all of the finance, right? Is that what you're doing here?
Is that what you want me to do?
Well, you're just doing purchase orders first, but that's fine.
That is the finance.
Okay, so you're into, there was no purchase orders.
What?
What were your purchase orders?
That's what I'm going through right now.
I'm
Am
sorry.
I confusing somebody?
No, it's hard to keep hearing here. Sorry.
And then we had to replace a belt sensor and fuel pump on Unit 54. It's going back in the shop for the same thing. We had to replace a front right wheel hub on Unit 37. Ordered some DARE shirts, the DARE donations. Unit 51 had front and rear brakes done and a new sway bar. Annual subscription to, it's a investigative tool that we use with Carl. And then we had Unit 52, and I think that's actually a typo. Unit 52 and another unit had an exhaust leak that we had done here in town. That was corrected, and then we replaced a office computer in the station.
All right, are you tracking the charges that were occurring on these used cars so that we can get it to the town council on monthly?
I don't give the town council a monthly review of how much money I'm spending, but I know how much I'm spending.
Car repairs, we need to.
Yeah, I know how much I'm spending in car repairs because it comes out of a specific line item.
They
so
need to know too, so they can.
They are very fully aware.
Okay.
Bill, are those claims embedded in the gross claim list for the council? Do you know?
I don't know that they get that, but if they do, they would, yeah, then they would, yeah. I would imagine so.
Okay.
I don't know what they get, honestly, Dave, so, but it goes through the purchase order system with the clerk's office, so.
I'll see in my report that Bill had car number 42 worked on at such and such a place for X amount of dollars.
Okay. So they are seeing that then.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
Finance, purchase orders from fire department.
We had some turnout gear we needed to buy, parts, some of it, for one of our firefighters. A part for one of our engines at $610. That pack, that's a medical bag for $319, and then some light work that needs to be done on a ladder truck for a total of $2,800 for the month. And there's a whole bunch more coming for next month.
Oh, don't tell us that. All right, police department grant.
So, the grants are still the same. We haven't received anything yet. We're still applying for a grant for the new cameras, so that we can have body cameras, car cameras. We got a good quote and a nice system that we're really interested in, but it's going to cost about $318,000. They're willing to break it up even into quarterly payments. We filled out a grant for it, so I don't think it ends until September 1st is when they actually come out with it.
How many cameras is that for?
The whole department, 27 actually. We had actually added 2 extras.
Okay.
And then, we have been in conversation with a local business, and they're going to be donating the money to purchase a drone that we will be able to utilize on accident reconstruction, as well as any search and rescue issues, or even over the lake. It's going to have infrared on it, which will help us see heat signature marks, similar to the cameras that the fire department use when they're looking in the walls for heat. So hoping that comes. Thermal imaging, thank you. And we're hoping that check comes tomorrow, actually, so we can get it ordered. So that drone costs about, as a round number, $8,000. So.
All right. Did you look at anything in about sponsoring police cars yet, or?
I have not.
Okay. Can you put that as a priority since we may be getting some soon?
I will be looking into that.
Thank you. Ask Bill.
Probably have to call Attorney Austin.
I asked Bill to look into the fact that a lot of towns you see that have cars that are underwritten by certain organizations, maybe to give some additional.
Like Crown Point?
Yeah. Yeah, this car is sponsored by whatever.
And what could you expect for a sponsorship?
Well, I told him in the past we did it, but we were trying for too big of an amount. I said like maybe $2,500. That would, something that a local business could underwrite for the life of the car. Get more than nothing, so. All right, budget, either of you? Bill?
Do what?
Budget?
No, we had a budget meeting, Chief Wilkeny can tell you that we had a budget meeting with the town the town manager and the town administrator, the clerk treasurer. Oh, Corby. Gave them our numbers, both of us individually, and then the council had a meeting with council affairs. We were not invited to that, so we're just waiting now.
Okay.
We gave them our increases, and they get to decide where it's going.
All right. Pretty much the same thing for you,
No,
Todd? Okay.
I gotta go back to grants. You did hear my grant, comment earlier. The budget I turned in, I haven't heard, like I said, we haven't heard anything back yet. But, like I said before, I wanted to reiterate the fact that, they are trying to find the funds to help give us more staffing, so.
Okay.
That's it, I think.
Dare updates?
Donations, that's about it. It's not season yet, and but it looks like maybe the middle school is asking them to teach in the second semester now instead of the first semester, so I think they're working it out on a schedule for them to teach there in the second semester along with MacArthur, basically at the same time, which we used to do in the first place. We only moved it to the first semester because the middle school had needed it at the time for their block scheduling, I think is what they call
Who's
it.
the their officer now?
Corporal Godoy.
Oh,
Do you have a certain time of year you solicit businesses for funds?
1st of January.
Okay.
We'll send out the letter.
But then recently she did another one?
No, that's the same one.
Was that the same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just delayed. Charlie, you had asked for an update on who donated and how much, and that's in your packet.
I see that right now. We have a total of $11,222 so far that's come from DARE.
Best ever.
Yeah, great.
Since that was put in there, we've received another $100 today.
Okay, good. Is the lighthouse in here or not?
Yes.
It's actually under Gerald Smith.
Oh, okay, so,
Yeah, he does it through he gets a certified check. That's the parking that he does out there for the Summerfest.
great.
So the lighthouse donates the property, and then he does sets it all up. Actually helps the lighthouse out more than it helps us out sometimes, just to keep the people from parking in there from Summerfest.
Fabulous. Okay. Anything else in finance? Old business, Alexa poll policy update approvals for the police department. They've been reviewed.
That's what we were told.
I had a conversation with Attorney Austin, and he informed me that they were almost done,
Did I take that?
part of the FD's concern.
Same with ours, sir, or
Yours
yours
is fine.
ours good?
And I think the PD's
I
was,
said,
Ready to go.
I said fire department, or police department, didn't I?
I don't know.
so sorry, I'll back up.
Fire department has 479 pages.
Right, but old business, we have Lexus full policy to update police department. So we're updated with attorney approval on those, is that correct?
There's a resolution here, it's ready for you to go.
All right. So this first one, let's pull deferred from, we're just gonna disregard that, right? We just need to approve the resolution.
1A2 on your agenda. 1A2.
Okay,
After review, were there any modifications necessary for any of the policies?
No, and I didn't read it, as I told you, I wasn't going through those documents, those policies to rewrite them or just making certain that they're all law. And that's what I thought. If they're not, we'll find out when it is and it happens.
okay, resolution 2021-01, establishing and approving a policy for the Cedar Lake Police Department and policy and procedure manual. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion to approve by Norm Stick. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Alton. Any questions in regards to the policy or procedure handbook? Okay, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
Josh Gobert?
Yes.
Jim Olsop?
Yes.
Dave Villalobos?
Yes.
Norm Stick?
Yes.
Charlie Gabriel?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. So I assume this goes into effect immediately?
Does it have to be read twice?
No,
So it's good to go.
it's good. It's,
Good to go.
Okay,
And we go into effect immediately.
all right.
We have the resolution here to sign.
It should be.
Did you say you have corrections?
No.
No, I thought we sent it over clean on Monday.
This is somewhere
That's the one you wrote.
We'll circulate for signature the resolution.
Okay.
at the bottom of that, all the way to the end, right there.
And it's not here, the resolution is...
Do you have the hard copy of it?
I have the one that was originally sent, but I don't have a corrected copy.
Okay, we'll just...
I don't think anything was corrected, right?
Yeah, no, I think I did clean it up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we sent it over on Monday.
I did not receive it, and I don't think you
I
received
have
it.
not received
We'll
it.
send it, we'll look again, send it over
Okay.
tomorrow.
But it's still, they're
Thank
still
you.
able to use the new policy.
This one
They
here
are,
says
you
August
can act
25th.
then by your public meeting, motion, second, and action.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that is not corrected.
Alrighty, fire department, once again, the policies from lexical is tabled for review of the attorney. We'll move on to...
So, could I ask one question about that before? So he reviews them, you haven't seen them yet?
Not yours.
Okay, so after his review, then they'll go to you, and then the resolution will be put together for that, correct? Okay.
I'm doing the resolution now.
Okay.
We'll get the whole thing.
Yeah,
But they haven't seen them yet, so.
no, we haven't seen any of, just those first couple ones that...
Yours I'm gonna read a little differently than the police. Because there's some operational stuff in yours that's different than theirs.
Okay, equipment updates, police.
I got notification that one of the Durangos was built. Don't have a delivery date yet, and we're not sure on the rest. I'm still waiting on an update from Ford on the two vehicles, one for the fire department, one for the police department, for the hybrid vehicles. So, other than that, still don't have a VIN number for the truck, which means it's still not eligible. I reached out to see if there was a possibility of canceling the order and going with someone else that had them in stock. And then he informed me that the price of the vehicles went up because they're in such demand, and I said, thanks, I'll talk to you later.
Alrighty. So there's purchase updates, repair updates, police.
You heard them in the purchase orders.
Okay.
Continuing.
Any other updates?
Nope.
Fire department purchase updates.
We purchased 2 new thermal imaging cameras. One was bought by the association. Other one we bought out of our budget. We have a handful of repairs that trucks have been receiving here the last couple months. Just small stuff right now. The building renovation update would be the upstairs has been, the fire station has been drywall, and they're supposed to start mudding it tomorrow. There was some additional work that needed to be done. I sent it out to you guys. You guys should have seen the emails I sent. Also, I asked Mr. Everly where we could possibly get some funds from. He suggested go back to the RDC. I went back to the RDC. The RDC approved another $20,000, $22,000 worth of work. And it's something that blew my mind. They actually asked me if I needed anything else. I've never had anybody ask me that before. I was surprised. So, I wasn't able to come up with enough. But anyways, they helped us out with some parts of the project that needed to be funded as the project went on. And it's still on schedule, so we'll see where we'll end up here in the next month or so.
Okay, so that's 3 building renovation updates, pretty much taking care of that. Anything else? Equipment?
I have some under the new business.
Okay, training updates?
As you can see in our training, we don't have much training that happens in July due to Summerfest vacations. We had the entire department complete legal update, which happens on a yearly basis. And then there's some individual classes there that were online classes by the 2 new recruits before they went to the police academy. Did a week's worth of training during the time, in between the times that they're working with the patrol commander or the training coordinator. So.
Todd?
Our daily training that's been taking place, it takes place every day. I have one in EMT school right now who just started. He won't be graduating until the end of April. And I have one in paramedic school that will be completed the class here pretty quick, but we'll still have some practical stuff to be done. And then I have 2 guys going to a technical training class at the MAC for vehicle extrication.
Why does this say on here on 7-9, Dolphin Street fire camera footage review? Is there a fire there or something that you? That was last month.
You guys watched it already.
Okay, but that's what's on here though, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what street it was on. Okay. Okay, we gotta scroll through all of Todd's pages here. Alrighty, new business, police department monthly activity.
You can see we had 1,350 calls for service for the month. We had issued 125 state citations, 2 town traffic citations, 25 ordinances. We had 319 state warnings, 14 ordinance warnings. We had a total of 24 arrests in the month of July. Total of 66 charges, 34 misdemeanor, 8 felonies, and 24 warrants, for a total of 189 arrests, and 333 charges filed for the year. We have a total call volume at this point of 7,531 calls for service.
Lots of calls.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Towing company.
I don't see your monthly report.
Yeah, where's it?
It's under, it's
Those are
broken
fire
up on ours.
I can't even find it.
Oh,
Where's
it's,
where's
hit
it?
You're down. Hit the, we have new iPads that we're trying to figure out for the last 6 months.
Okay. Okay, so new business to the towing company. First, I'm gonna let Dan from Ray and Wally's come up and speak to you guys. As you are aware, from the last meeting, we had a conversation about the $150 gate fee charge. So he would like to come and talk to you based on his statute that he brought to me. Go ahead, Dan.
Did you forward that to the board at all?
I did not, no.
Okay. I have copies of it if they would like to look at it.
At their pleasure.
Pass them out.
Sure. Oh, I have numbers.
We only need 5. But we can share too.
No, I believe I got 3.
Dan, how many copies do you have?
I got 8.
Okay, the county attorney needs 1 too.
Got it from me already.
Okay. Thank you.
I got it, so.
Perfect.
I had a meeting with the chief on Friday, and we went over what was going on, I guess. There was a miscommunication. There was a law passed back in July of 2019, stating that tow companies are able to charge an inspection fee for vehicles because cars are being left constantly, and people don't have insurance, so they're just leaving them on the yard and basically abandoning them So the tow association back in July got this law passed where we are able to charge a gate fee for inspection, for people to retrieve their belongings, so on. So that basically covers the driver and a little bit, our overhead to go out there and bring the cars back, along with partially the disposal of the vehicles. We have to notify the owners of every vehicle that their car was towed, and then therefore process paperwork down to Indianapolis to get a junking certificate if the people don't produce the title. All that and fees with certified letters and everything. I mean, you're a rough number. You're at $50 a car, just for us to get rid of them, just in paperwork fees, and not including, maybe that's a little bit for the guy to actually do all the paperwork, but not much with today's labor rates. So we were charging this fee. The deputy chief, I guess, contacted our Lowell facility and was questioning it, talked to the dispatcher over there, and let me just say this, when you have somebody else answering the phone, not always as a business owner do they give that person the right answer, because he didn't know the right answer. The deputy chief had a law in front of him stating that we weren't able to do it. He didn't know about the new law that stated we were. Miscommunication. I should have went forward to the chief and let him know that we were doing this in the first place. I didn't. That's on me. In the future, I spoke with the chief, and it's not going to happen again. That's where we're at. We were in agreement that we're not going to charge the fee anymore.
So in our conversation we had, I expressed our issues with that, as well as the issues of response times. He advised me that he was not aware of the issues that we're having with the response times and that he would clean that up. I told him that I respect that, and that if he wants to bring it in front of the board, then they can make that choice if they want to retain or put him on a probation, but that I would still be seeking that the board approve a second towing permit minimum for us, so that we don't have any other problems like that in the future, and that they would be put on a constant rotation.
So every other phone call, or
Every other
daily,
tow.
or?
Every other tow. Okay.
So, do you have, besides being aware that what happened with the response time and...
I wasn't aware that there was a problem with the response time. I was aware of one instance myself, but other than that, I wasn't aware. Like I said, I spoke to the chief, and I think we got that straightened out now, and my guys are aware that, you know, right now that they're on probation as well. You know, that's where I'm at with it. I'm working
This
on.
is going on down at the Lowell facility.
What's that?
This is basically, the Lowell facility dispatches trucks here.
Yeah, correct.
And when we don't, the chief has said that they had called and they didn't get a call back, or, so how are you rectifying that?
Well, I think maybe our call list was out of date. We did have some changes within over there, and I think possibly that a call wasn't made to Southtown like it was to the county to make the changes on the number, on the phone numbers. So what you were dialing was out-of-date phone numbers. And again, you know, that falls on me. I'm working to rectify it. I hope you guys give me another chance. You know, I love working with the town, you know, as far as, you know, I always think we've always had a good relationship. You know, whether it be towing a vehicle, a camper that was abandoned out of a house, and, you know, somebody called me up and said, yeah, we need to move this, but give us a bill. You know, no bill was ever submitted. You know, it's just working with the fire department the same way.
We, you know, I think we appreciate that. It's just that when you're tying up a fire truck or a police car, are you aware of that?
Totally understand. I tow for a lot of departments, and like I said, I wasn't aware of it. I am now. Give me a chance to go and fix it. You know, like I said, I've got, you know, my hands on, you know, many drivers, and I just wasn't aware of what was going on. But from now on, you know, I'm sure I'm going to get a phone call personally from the chief or the deputy chief, and they have my cell number, and, you know, they'll be calling me direct if there's an issue.
Any other questions? Well, thank you for your time coming in. And,
thank you. Thanks for listening.
We'll hear what the competition has to say.
Yeah, well.
So with that being said, Board, we put applications out for towing firms. We received 2 back, one from Stan's Towing out of Cherville, and one from Tom and Ed's. We have specific criteria that you have to meet in order to be a tow firm for us. Specifically, you must have at least at minimum a medium-duty vehicle that can haul up to 26,000 pounds? Is that what a medium-duty does?
16
Roughly.
16 ton, and access to a heavy-duty truck. You know, requiring them to have a heavy-duty recovery vehicle is difficult because, I don't know, that vehicle's probably $500,000, I would imagine, or something close to that. So we don't require that, but they have to have access to it. Of the 2 that we received, the only one that had has the proper equipment that I know of as of right now is Stan's, and they are represented here in the second row in front of you. So if you would like to speak, Dan, this is Dan from Stan's.
Hello, I'm Dan Lukasic from Stan's, 3rd generation. This was all brought up to me that there was possibly an opening for a second tow firm because we got 3 different phone calls. Nothing against, I'll never talk bad about another tow business. We work hand in hand together already in Lowell. Dan's a great guy, we do business together. But for one instance, we had to send a truck out, I think it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we got all the way down to Cedar Lake because they couldn't get a hold of Rain Wallies, and then we got Signal 9 canceled, and we got about a block away. And I thought, well, you know, nothing against them, nothing personal, but I think we need to make a move here, see if we can help you guys out. So, if we could, I would love to tow for your town.
Well, you both have very big shoes to fill because we had Emerald Towing here, and
I know Scott personally.
He was a wonderful tower. We had him for many years, and unfortunately he decided to retire. But it's up to the board on what they feel they want to do. You guys have some questions for Stan? Or?
No, they've been around forever. They got a great reputation.
1960.
So my recommendation as a chief is that whatever your decision is on Ray and Wally's, you decide to put them on probation. I told Dan that I was okay with that. But regardless, that we would have a second tow firm in the rotation, as I said earlier, no matter what, so that we never run into this problem again of having to actually find somebody since we only had one single tow firm.
So you're
Looking for,
any comment as far as probation for Ray and Wally's, or what do you want to do
you
with
can
that?
make them in the motion. Two motions, David?
Two motions, one regarding Ray and Walden's and status, and then a second regarding the stand.
Okay, so who do you want to name first?
Rotation.
So, I would make the motion that we retain Stan's towing.
Stan, we're not retaining Stan.
Add,
Yes.
okay, add, and then I would make the
That'd be
motion,
two different
just one,
motions.
okay.
One at a time.
I'd second that.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to add stands into the second rotation with every other phone call, or every other call.
No, it's just the add stands, not a separate rotation yet,
Oh,
because you haven't made a vote on
sorry.
retention.
Are we gonna hear from, Tom and Ed?
They're not
They
here.
don't-
They don't qualify,
Oh, okay.
then we don't.
But with that being said, sir, I'm gonna go back and check with them to ensure that they don't qualify, because I don't have what it
Fill
says
out
it doesn't.
application.
But out of respect to anybody, I would make sure that they don't qualify and ensure that first.
Well, it's
But what I
kinda-
have in the application, they don't qualify.
Well, it's kinda like when the bids are opened, if you don't meet your
That is true.
quota, you're done.
That is true.
Okay. Let's start out with Ray and Wally's by putting them on probation. We'll do that
You gotta
first.
make a vote first on the adding.
You got a motion on
We
the
have a
floor.
motion on the floor. Okay, the motion on the floor is to add, stands to our towing list. Is there a motion?
You already
I
made,
made the
you have a
motion.
motion by Stick and seconded by Gilbert.
And Josh seconded.
Okay. Dick and Josh. Any further questions on adding stands into the rotation? Roll call vote.
Josh Gilbert,
Yes.
Jim Olsop,
Yes.
Dave Theophilus,
Yes.
Norm Stick,
Yes.
Charlie Caper.
Yes, motion carries 5-0. All right, now I need, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Now I need a motion on what we're going to do with Ray and Wally's. Probation for 6 months?
And what would be the criteria that, on the probation?
And if he doesn't show up within a timely manner, that,
That would kind of,
What would timely be?
it would kind of be,
If you're going to give them a probation, I would recommend that it be following the same requirements that we have in our current tow policy, meaning that he has to respond to the calls within 20 minutes or notify us, because we do know that tow firms could be in Maryville, not very far away, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and not make it in 20 minutes. So they either have to notify us or respond in 20 minutes, and they can't miss a phone call. That's what.
I would make the motion and agree to what the chief said as far as the 6-month probationary period. That sounds reasonable.
okay?
How many tolls are you looking at in a month's time? On average?
Roughly, you're probably in 20, 30, depends on how.
Depends how busy
guys
it
are
is.
working.
In the wintertime, it could be really busy or absolutely
Very busy,
nothing.
yeah.
Honestly, I have a bunch of rookies out there that stop a lot of cars, and that's a good thing. And when they stop a lot of cars, they tow a lot of cars because of suspended drivers.
Okay, so,
Alcohol-related.
so how much leeway do we want to give him? If he misses one 20-minute response time, are we going to dump him, or are we
No.
going to give him a little more?
No, so we don't, that's not how we even look at it. So I took all of the tow response times over the last 6 months and did an average. So, and the average was over 30 minutes.
And we'd probably look at the 6-month time period unless they.
Get a report from the chief.
Yeah.
I can give you a report from our Spillman response
And
time.
my motion's still on the floor.
Why don't you agree to what I said? I guess.
I agree.
Okay? All right, I have a motion on the floor.
Could you restate the motion for Sarah so she's
So
got it?
is the motion currently to read 6-month probationary period, response time of 20 minutes or notification to be given, and can't miss a phone call.
Well, or
that's
to refer back to the towing policy,
Okay.
which includes all of those.
Mandating compliance with the towing policy.
Right, and after a 6 months review, we'll determine.
And I agree with that.
Okay, so I have a motion on the floor, is there a second? Second from Josh. Any further questions? Being none, we'll have a roll call vote to put them on probation for 6 months.
Josh Gobert?
Yes.
Jim Olthoff?
Yes.
Dave Villalobos?
Yes.
Norm Stick?
Yes.
Charlie Caper?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Okay, Dan, so, I don't know if you understood that, but they'll put you on probation. If you don't understand the stuff, then we can get it back to you to make sure that you understand what you gotta meet, okay? And we'll get you on the rotation as soon as I can get in the system.
Just let me know.
I would imagine, I wanted to do it by September 1st, so it may take me a week to get it in the system, but it might start September 1st, so
Can you get him the policy though?
he's got it already in the application.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate your time. You can stick around for more fun games or leave.
Thank you for coming in, too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
I can't believe I didn't let you guys speak.
Would you like to address the podium?
No, we're running.
They had another.
Are they clocked for a tow truck? Okay, I have no idea
I don't
where.
think the voting would be that.
All right, fire department monthly activity.
Hold on one second. Sorry.
That's okay.
You going on that, Nick?
I got a bad call. Just so the board's aware, so in 2020, which is COVID year, and we cut down on our we cut down our traffic stops, we still did 183 tows.
For the entire year.
Yeah,
How many was it?
183.
That's a lot of tows.
That's a lot.
Every other day.
Yeah. So, and you have to remember, for 4 months, there was no traffic stops unless it was a felony issue because of COVID. We were in a COVID scare, so.
And so they both were aware that they have to provide insurance and all that stuff, correct?
Yes, they have, Ray Wally's already has all that turned in, Stan's has provided all that to us.
And Stan's is not gonna charge the $150
No, no. And neither is Ray Wally's any longer.
How many tows this year so far? 2 days.
I have to look it up. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Okay, I gotta find my page on here.
So if you hit the book at the bottom, you can go to it.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm gonna look for.
Well, we are at Fire Department monthly activity.
Fire department.
It was like this, I think.
Monthly report, monthly activity. It didn't go there.
Actually, you gotta hit that.
It did.
Then you go to Fire Department monthly activity,
I
right? Hit that, no, hit the arrow.
Thank you.
Teacher, yeah.
Okay, sorry, Todd, it's all yours.
1,011, I was thinking I'll just call it that, make it, we're at 1,011 calls for the year so far, which we're on a record pace, 151 for the month. I always like to have you look at structure fires and overdoses. Those are the two that really stick out in our community for me. To kind of keep an eye on. This year we've had a total of 15 structure fires, which is up quite substantially for our town. When I first got in the fire department, we would have about 30 a year, about 50 a year, and then over the years went down, but have 15 by August, and these aren't just
Any reason
little
why?
fall. Well, I mean, July it was fireworks, and then you get into the fall season, it's open burning, catches someone on fire. We've had a few arsons over the past year, a couple of them, and, then you have electrical fires and heating elements that catch fire, stuff like that, so.
Is the arson covered as a structure fire?
Yes.
You don't have a separate arson category here?
No, it doesn't, because this is a report on how the call comes in, not on how we've recorded it, okay? But at the end of the year, when we do a image trend, our report that we put in the system, It'll print out how many arson fires we had this year.
And how have these arson fires been resolved? Have
We had
we pursued
two,
anybody?
yeah, we had 2 this year, yeah. Mhm. They're under investigation, and 2 of them went undetermined based upon, we didn't have enough evidence, but they were set fires. You just can't prove we did.
Okay.
That's
So
the problem.
when we talk about overdoses here, when the police inject whatever they do.
Narcan?
Yeah, do you show up to and this is a count totally in the town, or is that separate?
No, the police department gives them Narcan before we get there. That's just a small amount of Narcan,
Very minor.
just to try to start them breathing again.
Right.
Then we give them, more Narcan. Yeah, we have to be there. If it's administered, we have to be
I
there
don't know if it
because
was
what'll
a double
happen.
number, that's what I was.
No, it's not a double number. Well,
No,
these are
numbers-
fire numbers, those
Yeah,
are police numbers.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
But, at the end of the day, we have to take them to the hospital because the Narcan will wear off and they'll overdose again, depending on how bad the drug was, so.
Okay, any questions on monthly reports, guys?
No.
Okay. Rescue project.
Yeah, that's, if you go to your next slide, that's the, tools that we're looking at purchasing, that we had. I've had dialogue with the clerk treasurer. She said there's funds available, and this is the rest. You guys have got my emails in reference to, this package deal here from Howell Rescue Systems and Genesis Tools. That's all we use is Genesis Tools right now, because they're the leading in the market right now for cutting carbon steel. And we just actually we have 2 quick units that we have on our ambulances, but these are larger sets for heavier duty stuff. And then we also have a airbag, update our airbags because they're 25 years old.
So is this some of the tools that, the cell in the ambulance was gonna try to, it's not?
No,
So you said that the court treasurer said that the money is available for this?
this is from EMS Building, yeah.
Pardon me?
Not the EMS non-reverting fund. There's money available in that fund to be able to spend on capital projects like this. So her and I are currently discussing what's available. She's been pretty busy, so, because of the State Board of Accounts is here
For 30 days.
for 30 days, and
Still there?
apparently, no,
30 days.
nothing.
That's a pretty good price for airbags.
Yeah, these are nice airbags too.
Incredible tools.
So what is the second quote on here?
The airbags,
For 32,000?
no. I'm sorry. The second one is spreaders and cutters in Rams.
But we can do without those?
No,
Oh, so it's not 7,700, it's 40,000.
there's 2 sets of prices. There's one for airbags and one for Jaws. We just call them the Jaws of Life. Spread, and then cutters, and then what's called Rams, or.
So you're trying to buy all of this?
Yep,
So it's
For the
33,000?
33,000?
yep.
No, it's 70,000.
No, it's not 70,000.
40,000.
40,000, yes.
Any questions?
Which I think that, obviously, that's gonna get cut down, because I don't think there's that much money available, so. But as
We
soon as
have
she
to
gets
make
done
some
with the
kind
State
of
Board of
a-
Accounts, she can,
A motion that providing the funds are there or something, you know?
yeah.
But
That's
you-
basically what I'm looking for, is your support.
But you can use the Jaws of Life without the other 33,000. It
Yes.
isn't enough money. Okay.
We're replacing a very, very
I know,
old system, that's what we're
I
doing.
totally understand where you're coming
Yeah, that
from.
would give you 2 sets, right?
It would give us 2 complete, heavy-duty sets, and then we have 2 spreader cutters, one on each
I
end.
don't see where you're coming out with 40,000.
Well, it's 33 here, and the previous page is 7,000.
Oh, okay.
That's just the
If you had to
Jaws.
prioritize though, you would go with, okay.
If I had to prioritize, I would eliminate the airbags, put 2 together.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What did you answer that?
I said if I had to prioritize, I would eliminate the airbags right now and try to buy them next year.
So there's pretty good chance there's the money for the
Jaws.
jaws.
Yeah.
Those are pretty, you use those tools
Oh,
quite a
yeah.
bit, don't you?
Yeah, a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
You applied to the community foundation for any of this?
We cannot.
I haven't. Yeah.
We are not eligible till February.
Oh, that's right. Did you get money this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And we also found out that Cedar Lake and Crown Point are completely, or they're joined in their same funding. So if you
Right.
apply for Cedar Lake, it's the same as applying for Crown Point.
Well, but you can get money from both of them, though.
I thought you could only get money.
That's what we were just told that by your wife, actually.
My wife, like, if you ask for $40,000, the Crown Point Community Foundation can give you 12, and Cedar Lake can give you 3,
Out of 40?
out of whatever they decide they're gonna give you.
No, I'm not saying that, I'm saying, but we can only apply for one time for between the both of them.
Correct.
Yes. So what,
But they
you
both
had
can-
brought it up that you were making sure we were checking with Cedar Lake, and I'm saying we checked into it and we
But
can't
they
apply
both
for
can give you
anything.
money. They both can give
Oh,
you
yeah,
money for the
yeah, we
same
just
time.
can't apply again until next February.
Right.
Once a year.
Right.
Okay. Any other fire department?
No.
Okay. Any other?
Wait, did you,
You need to take action on that.
No. We don't have any money to buy it. I'm the Jaws of Life.
He's looking for your support.
I'm looking for your approval.
You want a letter
Move
sent to
forward.
the town?
Make a motion.
I don't need, yeah, we need to, you guys can do that, I think that's.
I think we can make a
I
motion.
can make a motion to move forward to,
Well, can't Ralph
To
just take it
see.
to the,
You can.
can you do that, or do you want a motion and a letter?
Well, if you make a motion and a second and vote on it, and you guys approve or ask, and then Ralph can take it to the council and say that the Board of Safety
Okay.
approves it.
Is there something missing here though, like
Ask for a
money,
motion. Yeah.
the amount for the total purchase?
No,
I mean,
it's-
I
it's
know
in-
what you want,
Yeah. Oh, the total's in there.
so there's sufficient funding
No,
on hand in the town.
For the Jaws of Life for $7,000,
No.
No, the Jaws of Life are 11,000.
33,000.
or whatever.
This is, I'm asking for your support. Jennifer is still working, she told me there was ample funds for this project. And then she went back and said, because of the car, she wants to re-review it. And I sent it back to her. I had dialogue with her and Ken with the board in reference to her coming back to us. She has said that she's very busy with SBOA, so she can't look at anything right now. And
So she hasn't come back to you.
no, she hasn't come back to me.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
can-
asking you to approve to purchase it, I'm just asking you to approve it, purchase it if the funding is there.
Well, yeah, like,
That's it.
we can make a motion to,
Okay, that's
if the
it.
funding is there.
Yes.
I would make a motion that we support the chief in his request for this rescue equipment if the funds are there.
I second that.
And you have all that, Sarah? Any questions? So we're leaving prices out.
If the funding's there.
If the funding's there, the quote is there,
Okay.
based upon the quote.
Any further questions?
Yeah, and if the funding's not there and he has to prioritize, we defer to him to make that decision? Is that what we're doing?
Well, he's already said he
Yeah.
can do without the airbags if the funds aren't there, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to tell them that, though.
If I have to rework the whole project, I'll bring it all back to you. How about that? Sound better? Okay.
Okay? Roll call vote.
Josh
This is just a
Gober?
letter
Yes.
supporting.
Yeah.
Jim Olhoff,
Yes.
David Villalobos,
Yes.
Norman Sick,
Yes.
Charlie Capers.
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Tim?
Hello, everyone. Seeing Franny, got the July hours for the volunteers and police service. Everybody made their minimum requirements plus. We had one call out for the month of July. It was a utility problem on the 9500 block of 126th place. Summerfest went fairly well. First night wasn't terrible. It was busy. Second night, a lot hairier, a lot more people. But Sergeant Yager and myself and the officers handled it well. and I think it went pretty well.
Okay, are you still looking for recruits?
We had a meeting about 2 weeks ago, Tim, myself, Sarah, and, Sergeant Yager, who was on TX because, issue with his mom. Anyways, so we're, developing some, recruit strategies that, we're gonna try to implement over the next couple of months. See if we can get some more, retired recruits out there and, come help us out with the VIP. So, we got some things that we're looking at. We're just, we have to implement them, so. You might see us at maybe a Sunday morning service or something.
Well, I think preach.
Yeah, well, you know, I might preach.
You know, another right thing is to go to some of these new communities that have, like, that doesn't necessarily have.
Communities? Oh, you mean the HOAs?
Right, where there's some people moving in, they may not even know we have a VIPS program.
Well, that's why we discussed, possibly going to some of our, we have quite a few churches in town, showing up, myself and showing up for service, and then see if they'll give us an opportunity to speak to the congregation for a few minutes about the VIPs and the volunteers, to see if we can bring on more and just add more stress to them. I mean, more help.
Do you have a suit and tie?
How about your monthly chief's report, newsletter?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna put it out in the, that's a quarterly thing, I think they changed it to, right?
Tim, and if you guys, next year when we put out our monthly, or our yearly mailer, goes out to about 7,500 households.
Okay.
We'd be glad to stuff a card in there with it to help support you guys too.
It's a great idea.
I mean, we're paying for the postage and everything anyway, so I'm sure that it won't cost that much more to add, you know, just even a
Something,
a
information.
little card that says, hey, also help the VIPs if you can.
Why can't
We'd
it
be
be
glad to
in
do
the,
that.
town's newsletter?
No, we could do that, yeah, but that's quarterly.
We've done that.
Yeah, it's on the webpage, and we've done it on the newsletter before, the quarterly report also, but it doesn't seem to get much traction, so.
A few years ago, we put a blurb in our letter at the bottom, say support your local VIPs, and they're looking for I think we could do a joint letter, it's not a problem. Just
I think our goal with
help
it,
each other, these guys help us a lot.
yeah, I think our goal with it was to kind of put a face to it, like by attending some of the services. Myself and Tim and Jack, if he's available, to be able to stand up and talk to the congregation and see who we are and what they do for us, and how vital their role is for us. So that was our angle, and
It's a great idea.
Yeah. Another option I thought of is while the officers are out on patrol, just put the word out that way, advocate for us.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Public comment 3 more times. Bob, you want to come up, make public comment? Public comment twice. Public comment 3 times. Being none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion from Dave, is there a second?
Return to executive
Josh?
I'm returning to executive session.
And to return to executive session. We agree upon that, yes. Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Josh Gober?
No, don't leave.
Tim Olthoff?
Jim, are you voting to
Tim
adjourn?
Olthoff?
Yes.
Okay.
Dave Dale
Yes.
votes?
Yes, I adjourn.
Norm Stick?
Yes.
Charlie Capron?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Our next meeting is Wednesday, September 22nd at 6 p.m.
You know.